Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about what is open market operations very briefly without going much into the details. So what is this OMO or open market operations? Now these OMOs are nothing but instruments or tools or a tool which is used by the RBI. Now what is this tool or the instrument all about? With the help of OMOs, the RBI sells or purchases government securities which is also called as G-Secs and Treasury bills. Now before we talk about what is OMOs, you have to understand what is this government securities and Treasury bills. These government bonds the government securities or Treasury bills are nothing but government bonds, and these bonds are issued by whom? It is issued by the RBI on behalf of the government of India. Fine. So what are these two? G-Secs or T-bills? G-Secs and T-bills are nothing but the government bonds which are issued by the RBI on behalf of the government of India or state governments. Fine. Now here we have to understand, first what did we understand? That government securities or G-Secs, which are also called as gilt edge fund securities, government securities or T-bills are nothing but government bonds which are issued by the RBI. Now here you have to understand what is the difference between G-Secs and Treasury bills. The difference lies in only one thing. G-Secs has a maturity period of more than 1 year. Fine. Whereas Treasury bills will have a maturity of less than 1 year. So G-Secs are nothing but long term and Treasury bills are nothing but short term. Fine. And these Treasury bills has three different types of maturities. One is called as your T-bill 91, T-bill 182 and Treasury bill 364. Meaning what? This Treasury bill will have a maturity when? After 91 days. This Treasury bill will have a maturity after 182 days and this will have maturity after 364 days. Now if you see here 91, 182, 364 is less than 1 year. Hence these are all short term, whereas your government securities will have a maturity of more than 1 year. So this is the only difference between your G-Sec and Treasury bill. In order to understand OMO, this brief about the T-bills and G-securities is enough. So what is this OMO now? So OMO is nothing but an instrument which is used by the RBI in order to sell or purchase this government securities or Treasury bills. Fine. So if this is the RBI, now let me give you an example here. This is RBI, this is the government, and then here we have the public. So if the government, in order to do expenditure, what will it want? It will want money. Now how the government will get money? So what RBI does here is that RBI in this case will try to sell government securities, G-Secs or T-bills to the public, and in turn the public will give money to the RBI. Fine. Now suppose the RBI sells it. This is the RBI. Now RBI will, in the first example what did we say? That RBI is selling the government securities to the public and the public in turn will give money to the RBI and this money will then go to whom? To the government. Fine. Next, what if the RBI purchases it? Now in this case the RBI will purchase from the public, and in this case what will happen? money will flow where? Money will flow towards your public. Fine. So, what is the difference between this scenario and this scenario? Suppose this is example 1 where the RBI is selling it, this is example 2 where the RBI is purchasing it. In case of case 1, what will happen? As the RBI is selling the government bonds, what will happen? Money is flowing where? Money is flowing towards RBI. As a result of this, what will happen in the public sphere? There will be decreasing liquidity in the market. And in scenario 2, what is happening? The RBI is purchasing it. As the RBI is purchasing, money flow is taking place where? It is taking place towards the public, as a result of which there will be increase in liquidity in the market. Fine. So, in the first scenario, there is a decreasing liquidity in the market, and in the second scenario, what is happening? There is increase in liquidity in the market. As a result of this, we can give a conclusion here is that OMOs are operations which are conducted by the RBI in order to regulate or control inflation. Fine. For example, if inflation is very high, what will the RBI do? Will it sell or will it purchase? Since inflation is very high, RBI will try to suck out liquidity from the market. And when will it happen? It will happen in this case. In this scenario, if inflation needs to be reduced, the RBI will sell the government bonds, which will result in money flowing towards the RBI, and hence there will be decreasing liquidity. And in case if the inflation is very low, what will happen? The reverse scenario will take place. There will be an increasing liquidity in the market, or the RBI will want to increase liquidity in the market. And how will it do so? By purchasing the government securities. Fine. Now, one more very important point, please remember here. This is the RBI. Selling and purchasing between the RBI and the public is taking place, right? However, this function of selling and purchasing is not done by the RBI directly. How does the RBI do so? The RBI does this selling and purchasing of the government securities with the help of commercial banks. Fine. So, these government securities will be in the hands of the commercial banks. Now, if the RBI directs the commercial banks to sell it, it has to do so. And if the RBI tells it to purchase it, it will have to do so. So, in this case, what is happening? RBI is only giving the directives. However, the functioning between the RBI and the public is not done directly, but it is done with the help of intermediaries, which are nothing but the commercial banks. So, this is all about your open market operations, which relates to selling and purchasing of government securities. Thank you.